35192 want to send a text. AlanCoxShow.com is where you can always watch the live stream. And thanks again to Buck Scott.
Yep.
Which went over my head, but that's okay. Huh?
I think it's over everyone's head.
Where did we get the name?
From
these are people who come in and assist us?
This isn't a referral from Leslie.
A referral? Yeah. What was the significance of Buck Scott?
I don't know. She just said Buck Scott, and I was like, all right, I'll put it in.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Well, people go, hey, what about this? You go, all right.
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. Alan, wasn't Connie Cunflump a country artist too, says Stephen Canton. We haven't heard from Connie Cunflump in a long time.
Tough one.
Yeah, it is. You gotta tread very lightly on that one. You really need to articulate Connie Cunflump. Is it true that Mary is moving to Manhattan to do Everybody Loves Mare on Broadway?
Now,
that is not true because as Bill and I are the writers of that, we would need to be a part of that as well. Guys, unless there's something I haven't been told.
Guys.
Don't tell me.
I sold the rights to Everybody Loves
But
Me.
they're not yours to
Yours
sell.
to sell.
You didn't read the contract fully.
God damn it.
There was a loophole.
That's what we have people
for. The whole
for.
contract said is, this ain't yours.
No, you didn't read it. You didn't read it properly. I got a big New York City lawyer that read through it and was like, hey, we can sell this and make you like $6 or $7 grand.
A big New York City lawyer.
What was I supposed to do?
I came in from Staten Island.
I'm moving and I need money. So $7 grand sounded like, oh my God, that's enough to restart my whole life. And I'm sorry, guys, I did. I sold the rights.
Wow, Bill, from under our noses.
You signed the contract. You saw it. It was all there. You can't blame me. You didn't do your research.
She got us with the don't do your... Yeah.
Do your own research, she says.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, my God. All the people. I reposted one of my clips from Pure BS that came out last year, and it's, a joke about doing research for the vaccine, and they're doing really well, but it's because so many people are arguing in the comments, oh, this oh, my God, can you just enjoy a joke?
What, they're arguing about what?
The vaccine, still.
Oh.
All these years later.
Listen, I will stick to my initial comment, which is if you're somebody who pissed and moaned about the vaccine because you didn't know what was in it and then lined up for Ozempic, you can feel free to take several seats because you didn't do your research on something to make you skinny. So shut up. They can't keep that stuff in stuff. What? This will make me skinny? Oh, I don't care what's in it. Oh, you don't? Oh, how utterly and painfully predictable. Oh, by the way, this just came across the wire. Lionel Dahmer is dead. Jeffrey Dahmer's father, who by most accounts seemed to be a very, very sweet man. I mean, given everything that his son was convicted of.
For what your kids do.
What's that?
I say, I don't think you're responsible for what your kids do.
Well, and people always, anytime there's somebody.
Your mom loves that policy.
Yeah. She knit that into a pillow at Casa Brown.
If you had kids, you wouldn't take responsibility for what they do. But if you bang somebody that has an accomplishment, you take responsibility. You say, like, that's our thing.
No, you can't go looking for logic in Poundcake's heart.
No, that's an intimate connection. I'm saying you're not responsible for
being a parent is not an intimate connection with a child?
Even, like family relations, I don't think so. You're not responsible for horrible things that your family has
First of all,
done.
no one is responsible for what any other person does, familial connection or not.
I'm just saying, they say,
But there are a lot of, they're in the pantheon of serial killers and the family members that they leave behind and the victims and all that. There are a lot of parents of serial killers who've dug their heels in. And Lionel Dahmer, I mean, faced with the scope of what he's like, I love my son. He's my son. But awful things. Like, I don't ever recall a time where
my son. I love my dead
gay son. I don't ever remember a time where people had knives out for Lionel Dahmer. He died in hospice care in Medina.
Hey, that's...
Poor guy.
The exact circumstances of the death are unknown, but the Sun, the British paper, was the one that broke the story. But Dr. Phil would interview him. I mean, you know, a handful of years would go by and somebody would come all the way back around to Lionel Dahmer. And he was one of the only people who had defended Jeffrey Dahmer. He's like, he's my son, and he just did awful, awful things. But he's like, he's my son, and he's my son, and I love him.
I love you.
He said he loved his son regardless and would always stick by him. Who played the dad in the Netflix thing? Because Evan Peters played Dahmer. Who played Lionel Dahmer? Yeah, he did. He was great.
Samuel L. Jackson, I think.
It was Richard Jenkins, the guy from 6 Feet Under and
Yeah.
Cabin in the Woods. What did she say?
Samuel
L.
L.
Jackson.
Yeah, he did. What am I hearing?
Nothing.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson played Lionel
I thought that was
Dahmer.
who it was.
No.
No.
Get these mother effing heads out of this mother effing box.
The cats nestle close to their kittens. The lambs have laid down with the sheep. You're cozy and warm in your bed, my dear. Please go the f to sleep.
Mm-hmm. That's a clip from Netflix's...
The eagles who soar through the sky are at rest, and the creatures who crawl, run, and creep. I know you're not thirsty. That's bullshit. Stop lying. Lie the f down, my darling, and sleep.
Uh-huh. And, of course, Molly Ringwald played the stepmom, Lionel Dahmer's second wife, in that...
You said Molly Ringwald, and I pictured Molly Shannon.
Molly Ringwald.
And I was like, I don't think I've ever seen her do a serious role.
Uh-huh.
As a youngster, when you were growing up.
Excuse me, doctor, if you don't mind. We don't know. We don't relate to Jeffrey.
Okay, Jeff.
He's Jeff.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me ask you some things that...
What a weird, specific thing to point out there. We call him Jeff. You can call him Bocephus for all I care. This guy was eating dudes.
And I think these are right and accurate from your book. I understand that hindsight is 20/20, so I'm sure that these things will look different now. But Jeff was fascinated with a rotting animal carcass under the house. And
well, let those among us who've never been fascinated with a rotting animal carcass under the house cast the first stone.
All right, I got stones.
I didn't remember Lionel Dahmer ever having a glow up, right? They had him in like the greased over comb over and the glasses, and here he's got like his hair's dyed or trying to be dyed. He's got like that weird orange hair dye.
It was a terrible smell, so I went underneath and cleaned it out, the smell of the skunk, and cleaned out whatever else was under, cans and bones, and collected them all. And Jeff did seem to exhibit an interest in the way they clanked as he picked them up and put them back into the metal.
Listen, he had an interest in how they clanked.
Duh. Who doesn't?
Bone clanking. You know.
Yeah.
He could have also just ended up being a percussionist. Like,
hey,
the way these
look at
bones
me.
are
I'm no
clanking.
serial killer.
Says you.
Right? I took it out on the drums.
Hey.
Not on other people. It wasn't some Flintstones deal where I'm playing the drums with tibias and fibulas. Jeff Dahmer, of course, was murdered in prison almost 30 years ago. And that, of course, made Lionel Dahmer very, very upset because it was his son.
Yeah, that's upsetting.
But, yeah. So Lionel Dahmer, who I don't know if he was still living out there. I mean, he died in Medina. Hospice in Medina. So he was obviously still living out that way. But I think he never left out Bath way, right? Because all the Dahmer stuff happened primarily in Milwaukee. But I don't think that Lionel ever left Ohio. And so he is dead at 87 years old. Poundcake might be onto something, by the way, because I was reading about, make sure I throw this out properly, how you can probably be most successful at work by applying the 85% rule.
Oh, too reliable.
That 100% is just too stressful. That you're wasting your time. if you're applying 100%. The 85% rule might be the way to do it. Now, this would require, I guess, a leap to put Poundcake at 85%. But fair enough. Do it. The 85% rule when it comes to work is a great way to keep your pressure reduced.
I love that for me.
I do. That's why I said you're on to something.
Yeah,
For me.
I heard that somewhere. I hate giving quotes that I don't remember where they came from, but someone told me they're like, showing up is 90%. I was like, I love that. So if I show up, I'm already better than 90% of the people that didn't.
Always looking to cut. Always looking to cut corners. This guy. Always. He's a real go-getter.
That's not cutting corners.
Oh God.
That's not going to go. This is coming from a boss. He was like, I just can't get people to show up. I'm like, well, I'll be here every day. I'm not going to do anything once I get here, but I'll show up. You got me here. He shouldn't have said it.
99% of success is just showing. It was like a Woody Allen line or something a long time ago.
I heard it from somewhere.
They were like, there's no secret to success. The other 1% is luck and opportunity. 99% is just showing up.
So I just got to be here and wait for God to give me his grace.
Wait for God. Right.
Wait for the Lord.
Because it's, you know what a big deal God is in showbiz? The Lord is going to come up. He's that other 1%.
Showbiz and from every acceptance speech I've ever seen and all the...
He's everywhere. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and he loves sports too, especially football.
Ask Tebow.
Every time. And here's the thing you got to love about the Lord is that he's, ironically, completely agnostic when it comes to teams. Every one of these guys who scores,
Happy Jesus.
kisses the fingers, peace up to the
Love
Lord.
you, Mom. Love you, God.
Alan Dahmer is easily a top 5 all-time famous Lionel. I mean...
Richie? I don't know how many more I can
Messi.
name.
Who?
Messi.
Lionel Messi, yes, that's right. So you've got Dahmer, Richie, Messi, Trains. I'm going to go with Stander. I'm going to give you a deep cut. Lionel Stander.
I don't think that's a top 5 then.
AC top 5. He was Max in Hart to Hart.
Still, be more specific.
And the classic television show Hart to Hart. Lionel Stander was the actor that played Max.
Was this a silent
I'm
show?
Max. I take care of what?
This was a silent film or black and white?
Hart to Hart?
Yeah.
No. It was a classic 80s crime show with Stephanie Powers, Robert Wagner, and I'm Max. You don't remember Hart to Hart?
No.
She's gorgeous.
Never.
You guys are too young.
Mm-hmm.
Too young. You whippersnaps.
We can't all be too young.
You're
Is it
all
a
whippersnaps.
possibility
Nope, too
that
young.
you
Potato. I know where you're going.
My boss, Jonathan
That's
Hart.
Lionel Stander doing the voiceover.
He's quite a guy.
I think I only know this because we did this like a few months ago.
Yeah, of course. Love this show.
This is a
Gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. She's one lady who knows how to take care of herself.
Yeah.
And this song's great. Like this.
Very contemporary
Her
music.
name is Max. I take care of both of them, which ain't easy. Because when they met, it was murder.
Oh, my God.
So
Lil AC was just glued to the screen for Heart to Heart. It was a show based on the premise that two rich white people could insert themselves into all manner of crimes, and by virtue of the fact that they were rich and white, nobody questioned them. They were out there. They were bored. They had nothing to do, no training, no skills, just by virtue of the fact that they were wealthy. Well, they must know something. And so they're going to be out there solving crimes. A guy and his wife. It was murder. So I don't know who your other two Lionels would be. Top 5. You're right. Richie, Dahmer, Trains.
Lionel. I feel like Lionel's the name of a cartoon character in some show.
Probably.
Lionel Lion. Lionel Parrot.
Oh, how could I forget? Lionel of Antwerp, the
No.
first Duke of Clarence.
No.
Oh. I mean, Lionel Richie has got to be
He's the only one.
the most famous Lionel, right? What about Lionel II? He was the Duke of Worcestershire.
Oh,
Anybody remember that guy? Right, yes.
Nothing can stop the Duke of
Lionel Barrymore, I mean, he's Drew Barrymore's famous great-grandfather, I think.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I found this guy. He's like the Duke of Ayrshire or something. The what?
Mm-hmm. Duke of Worcestershire or something.
Is Lonnie short for Lionel?
Mm.
What's Lonnie short for?
Lonald?
No.
Isn't it?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I don't
It's
know.
probably
what
short for Lonald.
I thought it was short for Lionel. What?
I mean, I only know
Alonzo.
Lonnie Ray
Alfonso.
Frisbee. I don't know too many Lonnies.
Lonnie Love.
That's Loni.
It doesn't
Not
matter.
a guy's name.
It says
Loni is short for Lonald. Her real name is Lonald Love. Where's Lonnie Love been, man?
I love her.
Yeah, she used to do the show all the time.
She was
and then-
on The Real.
She must have a regular gig, right? Shouldn't go on the road anymore.
She was on The Real for like the longest time. I don't know what she has done after that.
But she's sharp. She's like one of those people who like got into comedy from being an engineer. So
She got her a man, and she
did she?
yeah she brought him out like on the show one time.
Oh, good
I don't
for
know
her.
if she's married to him, but he's cute. He's like not old man hot. He's an older man, and he's hot.
Old man hot. He's old man hot. He's a zaddy.
Sure.
This says she's been a recurring judge for RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, I don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race, so that's probably why I did.
You don't watch that?
Mm-mm.
I see it accidentally because I see so many promos for it. I go, ooh, I like RuPaul.
That's a different.
She's like, it's time for a Ruvolution. And I go, yeah, it is.
Woohoo!
You tell him, Ru.
Yeah, that's a different type, a different kind of gay.
A different kind of gay. Hey, we got to get out of here because I got to get to a second graders. You guys are going to the company party. Mix it up, rub shoulders. I got to get to a second graders Christmas concert.